Welcome to surveying course. So today we'll be starting a new unit 4, measurement of vertical distance. And today is the lecture number 11. We'll be discussing about the instruments first, that is the levels. So let's get started. So in this unit, lecture number unit 4, we'll be discussing the vertical distance measurement, right? So in the unit 3, if you recall, we have discussed about the measurement of horizontal distance. So if you see, our main objective is to prepare, right, something called map or plan on a paper, right? That is the main objective. So for that we have to locate each physical object on earth, or maybe on the of the boundary of this surveyed area has to be located, right? Why, if there may be a building, that has to be located. If there is a lake, that has to be located. Whatever is, if small hill is there, that also has to be located. So all these features, physical features which are present in the on the ground, that has to be represented on a map. So to represent this each of these physical objects, we have to take the measurements, right? Field measurement. So first we field measurement we have discussed in the unit 3, that is the horizontal distance measurement, means from from the boundary of this structure, how far distance of this this structure. So this horizontal distance of every point, now how to take it, that we have discussed in details in the last unit number 3. So today we'll be starting unit number 4, that is measurement of vertical distance. So if you see, our structure, or maybe our earth is not exactly a flat land, is not it? There will be undulations in on the terrain topography. There will be small hills, there will be there will be valleys. So the structure of this earth is not at all flat. So now in this unit, basically we'll be seeing how to find it out, the vertical distances, how to measure the vertical distances, or how much is the hill height, or how much is the valley depth. So all these parameters we'll be seeing in this lecture in details. So this is the lecture number 11. We'll be discussing the instrument. So in the last lecture also you have seen, for the measurement of horizontal distance, we need some instrument, right? One of the instrument we use chain or tape, right? Or maybe some sophisticated instrument like EDMs we use, right? Electromagnetic distance measurement instruments, right? Total station we have discussed in the earlier lectures. So in the even in the for the measurement of vertical distance, we need some instruments to do that. So that instrument we call it levels. So levels is basically an instrument which measures the vertical distance. So let's get started. So today we'll be discussing about the instrument, that is the introduction to the instrument which will be used for the vertical distance measurement. Then in the upcoming lectures we'll be discussing about how exactly using this instrument you can go to field and you can measure the vertical distances. So the instrument primarily used for labeling, that is we call it here engineer's level, very, very important. So this instrument we call engineer's level in association with graduated rod known as the level rod or the leveling stuff. So so what you need instrument is, this is one instrument we call it label. So this instrument name itself is called label, and you need this graduated stuff, like this is a scale, you can understand this is a very big scale, right? In a paper drawing we use small scale like 15 centimeter or 30 centimeter scale, but this is 3 to 4 meter scale. You can imagine 3 meter or 4 meter scale, it's a very long scale. So this scale as well as this level is used for the horizontal distance measurement. So basically in horizontal distance measurement, we see now this ground, if you see, this is not a flat ground, right? There will be undulation in the ground. So whenever we take the measurement, like this point is on a valley, whereas this point may be on a hilltop or maybe at the hillside. So in that case, what is the vertical distance between these 2 points? That you are finding out using this instrument called level, right? How? So so initially the instrument will be set at the middle of these 2 points. So we have to find out what is the level difference between this point and this point. That is our main objective. So what we do, we put our level instrument at the middle point somewhere, and then it will have some eyepiece, something like telescope type small things will be there in this level. We'll be seeing in details in the next slides, but small telescope like binocular type something will be there at this point. So from there basically we look exactly, horizontal line of sight will be made. So this is exactly the perpendicular or parallel to this ground, flat ground, right? So we'll have some instruments to make sure that this is parallel to the ground surface. So now you make take the horizontal side of distance. So here in the scale, in the that stuff reading, what is the reading? So now you know this point and is what is the elevation of this point, right? Similarly, you from this point you take what is the height distance in a scale stuff up to this point. So now you know what is this height b and what is the height f. Now easily you can tell how much is the difference between both b and f. That will give you what is the exact elevation difference between these 2 points. So basically using this label and as well as this type of stuff, we can measure the vertical distances on field. So now we'll see more detailed picture of level. So now you see this is the level, right? So here what are the important parameters? So this level is the top portion, whereas this bottom portion is the tripod, right? So this level is mounted on this tripod. So what are the main important things present in the level? So as we are measuring the vertical distances, right? So this is main telescope, right? If you see the different names, so number first one is the eyepiece. So you have this type is, here you will put your eyes. Okay, so here line of sight we will making. So this is our eyepiece. Then we have the diaphragm. So this location you have the diaphragm. What is diaphragm? Basically when you look from this point, you will see some staff, right? Staff is standing somewhere. Let me draw it here. So maybe when you look into it, so you have the staff here. Okay, somewhere here you have the staff. So by straight you can see what is the staff reading here. What is staff reading? You can see it, right? You will keep your eye in this location and you will see. So in the diaphragm, basically you will see circular object, right? So if what you will see, if you put your eye here, you will see something like that. And at the middle you have this type of crosshair, we call it, that is plus type symbol you will find. So this plus type symbol is there in the diaphragm. Okay, so like small cross hair is there. So in that crosshair, basically we try to match this cross point with this reading in the stuff. Okay, so that is our main objective. So in the cross, where is there cross hair is there at the center here in the diaphragm location. So when you look into from this eyepiece, basically you will see this type of rounded shape of this portion stuff reading, whereas at the center you have this cross hair, something like that cross will be there, right? So this cross will exactly match with the stuff reading, and that reading will be the label reading. So this is we call it diaphragm. So diaphragm will be always near to the eyepiece, right? Next you have the level tube. So here you have, see this yellow color small triangle is there, rectangle is there. This is a level spirit. So here in the level spirit, basically let me draw it in an enlarged way. So if you see the top view of level spirit, so this will be something like that. Small spirit will be there inside there, and one bubble will be there at the center. So if the instrument is exactly at leveled, then what will happen? This bubble will be at the center of this spirit. Okay, this is a small, you can see how much, very small rectangular shape it is there, right? So, and here the spirit. So if all three legs are exactly in a level with the ground surface, parallel to the ground surface, in that case this bubble will be just at the center. Whereas if there is a possibility that one leg will be a little upside, whereas other leg is down, like the entire instrument is little bit tilted. So in that case, what will happen? This bubble will be going towards one side. So what we have to do, we have to adjust. These are the screws at the bottom. So these are the screws, leveling screws we call it. So leveling, we have to adjust this leveling screw so that that entire instrument is just exactly parallel to the ground, and this spirit bubble in the spirit is basically exactly at the center, that we have to take care. So this one is the level tube, right? Then you have this one is the focusing screw, right? And then you have this is the main telescope, where basically you look into it, you will see the object. Main telescope is here, and you have the object is, anyway object will be here, and this entire portion we call it telescope, right? Then the leveling bar will be there, so this bar we call it leveling bar, right? And there's a spindle. So this portion, this green color portion, this vertical portion is called spindle. So this spindle is actually connected fixed with this telescope. Okay, spindle is there. Then we have this tri brace. So this is the tri brace. So you can see, so this portion. So this is the three. Whenever you see the actual instrument on in our laboratory class, you will understand the more details. So basically here you have this tri brace. And then these three screw, as I mentioned already, these are the leveling screw, because to keep the instrument exactly parallel to the ground terrain, so that we use this leveling screw, right? Then you have this trivet. So this instrument, this portion of this tripod, we call it trivet. and the entire instrument we call it tripod, right? This tripod nowadays we use, right, for keeping the video camera or maybe still photography taking a tripod. So similar tripod it is. Okay, so the schematic diagram, if you see, this is the engineer's level. So this instrument we call it engineer's level is shown in the figure, as the engineer's level is primarily consist of a this telescope mounted upon on a level bar. So mounted upon on a level bar which is rigidly fastened to the spindle. So this blue color portion, that is we call it telescope, right? This blue color portion is rigidly connected with this green color portion. This green color portion we call it spindle, right? So the inside the tube of the telescope there is the objective and the eyepiece lens at the either of this tube. So here in this side you have the eyepiece and here you have the objective lens, right? A diaphragm is fitted, that's what I mentioned. Diaphragm will be here with a crosshair. Crosshair, this type of crosshair will be there at this portion. Okay, at present near to the eyepiece end. So a focusing screw is attached with the telescope. So here you have the focusing screw. Basically, inside you have the lenses, right? So we have to focus it. Otherwise, the reading will be blurry reading. So we cannot take the reading. So using this focus screw, basically what we do, we adjust the lens which is present inside this telescope. The distance of the telescope will be, the lens will be little changing with this screw, and this portion where the reading will be clear, right, with this focusing screw. A level tube housing a sensitive plate bubble, so basically this is a plate bubble we are talking, is attached to the telescope, right, and parallel to it. So the spindle fits into cone shape bearing of the level head. So this is the cone shape of this bearing, the level head. This portion basically disconnects with this portion. Okay, so the tripod is attached to a tripod stand. So tripod is attached to a tripod. So this is exactly the typical schematic diagram of engineer's level. So some functions on the salient features that we already discussed. So there will be a telescope, right? Middle, that blue color portion also there is the telescope basically used to sight the stuff, right? You have the staff at one hand you have the telescope or the entire instrument. From there basically we make the line of sight, and basically after that we take the readings. Next you have the diaphragm. Basically in the diaphragm that crosshair is there. Then you have the eyepiece, right, which magnifies the image formed in the plane of diaphragm, and thus to read the stuff reading, right? You have to read the stuff reading. So instrument will be here and stuff will be 1 kilometer far. So in that case you have to magnify the stuff reading, right? Otherwise we can't read whatever we can see, whatever we see on the stuff, right? Then you have the leveling tube, basically which take care about the whether our instrument is at horizontal level or not. And then you have, if it is not there, then using this leveling screw we adjust the level so that the line is exactly parallel to the earth terrain. And lastly you have the tripod stand basically to fix the instrument. So these are the main features in the levels. So now we classify the entire level, engineering levels, into three parts. So in practice you will find three different levels are used for the vertical distance measurement. So the first type of instrument we call it dumpy level, and which is widely used for measuring the vertical angle. So this is the instrument. You can see two types of dumpy levels are there. So this is one type, manual type, and this may be at automated type dumpy level. So the dumpy level is most suitable when one setting of the instrument elevation of the several points are to be determined, right? So so dumpy level is useful, right? Once you set it at the center, for example, this is your entire area where you want to survey, right? So you put the dumpy level here, and you take the multiple heights. So multiple height means basically, let me take it here. Maybe for initially you find out what is this point. Now from the same point you measure what is the height of this point. So multiple readings you are taking by keeping it in one position. So in that case basically this dumpy level is very much useful. First one. Okay, so dumpy level, both are dumpy level basically. So the dumpy level is most suitable for for the one setting elevation several points if you want to find it out. The optical axis of the telescope of the dumpy level is placed perpendicular to the axis of the central spindle. So central spindle is this one. So this axis is basically perpendicular, and this axis, the vertical axis, is basically perpendicular to the spindle axis. So this one. Okay, the axis of this level tube is permanently placed. So the level tube will be there, it is permanently placed here, right? If you see a real picture, it will be permanently placed here, so that it is lies in the same vertical plane as the optical axis. Okay, so these are the two types of dumpy level use. The next type of level instrument we call it is the IOP level. So IOP level is more suitable when only few readings are to be taken from the one setting of the instrument. Okay, so now you see this figure in earlier dumpy level, what you have seen, there is small change. So in the earlier figure, there was another, spindle parallel to this, but here it is not there. So this is instrument, we call it IOP levels. IOP level is useful when you have to take the only few readings. For example, this is the entire area, and from here you put initially you put the instrument here, and you take what is the measurement, this one reading, two reading you took. Again you shift the instrument to at this point. Now here you take one reading, two reading. So at each setting, if you take less readings, for few readings if you take, then this instrument will be very much useful IOP level. So basically essentially both, see, the structure is same. So you have the eyepiece at this end, you have the telescope objective in this end, you have the spindle, this foot screw. See, all these things will be there. Instrument, the setting working principle will be exactly same, but the features sometimes it will be little bit different. So then now the distinct feature of IOP level. So the telescope is mounted on a traverse vacuum at this vertical axis fitted with the micrometer screw at the eyepiece and the end of the telescope. So basically there are screws were there, right? So the small change in the screw here, the instrument is leveled using the circular spirit. So here the spirit level will be circular spirit. Right, so in earlier figure you have seen the spirit level was this type of rectangular shape, right? Here at the middle you have this bubble, so bubble is moving in this direction or this direction, is not it? But in this instrument the spirit level is exactly circular. So in that case the bubble may lie at any point in this plane. So so we have to adjust the bubble, and we have to keep the bubble at the center point of this entire circle. So that is our main object. That is the only difference between, this is another difference basically in the IOP level, you will find it out. So as this one is there, right? So this is a one single circular uh, sensitive plate bubble basically. So in that case what will happen, so with this very quickly you can set the adjustment, you can very quickly level the instrument, right? But with this it will take so much some time to keep the instrument at level. So that's why this IOP level is very useful when you very quickly want to change the station. So initially one station you measure two distance, next you go to another station you take measurement. So if you want to frequently change the instrument level or the instruments settings, in that case IOP level is very useful, and very quickly basically you can make the observations and all. So now the last type of label is, we call it digital label. So you have seen basically three types of labels are there in reality. First one is the dumpy label, and second one is IOP label, and third one is the digital label. So digital label, now the name itself you understand here, the digital display board will be there, which takes the recordings automatically. So there are fundamentally two types of automatic label, or this instrument we call it also auto label. Digital label is also called auto label because here many features are automatic. Automatically it makes the line of sight, automatically it takes the reading. Just if you click here, it will automatically take the readings and all, right? So that's why this instrument is called auto level. So fundamentally there are two types of auto levels. First one is the optical one, whose distinguishing feature is self-leveling. So automatically instrument will level itself, right? Inside this machine basically the spirit bubble is there. So this screw adjustment and all, once you click here, some button will be there for the leveling. So once you click here, automatically instrument will make itself parallel to the ground, right? The leveling will be done automatically. The instrument gets approximately labeled by means of circular spirit level. So circular spirit level will be there inside the instrument, and then it maintains a horizontal line of sight to its own. So automatically it will do it, so no need to do it. In the earlier case, IOP level as well as dumpy level, basically you have the foot screw at the bottom, right? So with this foot screw basically we make the instrument perpendicular or parallel to the ground surface, or we are making the levels. Whereas this auto level or the digital level, automatically these features will be automatically, it can be done. Then secondly, that the digital levels whose distinguishing features are automatically leveling, reading and recording. And another type of instrument, everything is automated, like automatically it will take the reading. So the stuff will be there for this instrument, some special stuff will be there. So this stuff you have to keep it little far distance, and automatically it makes the line of sight, automatically it takes the readings, and no need to write it in a paper also, because it will be saved into the memory card. After that, and after the survey over, you can take it out the memory card and you can install it in the computer, and you can see all the readings. So this is more into advanced labeling, where everything will be done, maximum thing will be done automatically. And this is also nowadays extensively used for labeling of many surveying works. So now there's some important features of digital label. So the main features of digital label is there will be CCD. What is CCD? Charged coupled device, right, at the plane of diaphragm. So it captures image. Automatically it will capture image, it will interpret what is the reading, stuff reading. So in the earlier first two cases, that is dumpy label and IOP label, basically you have to see from the eyepiece, and whatever the stuff reading is there, you have to manually interpret what is the stuff reading or the scale reading, right? But here automatically it captures, and what is the reading automatically it counts right from the stuff rod and process it in resulting the rod reading and distance to the rod, right? So a data collector which keeps the label note. So whenever any recording, whenever any reading has been taken, so no need to take it manual notes, automatically it will be captured in the hard drive. So the performs checks and keeps the record in every rod reading and evaluation. Automatically everything will be done. A barcoded rod. So for this instrument also a barcoded rod is already available. So with this barcoded rod, automatically it takes the reading from the stuff. So the advantage of digital level includes the speed of leveling. Now you can see very quickly you can take the leveling from one place to another place, because the instrument automatically gets leveled by itself, right? And also the reading is very high, very quickly it will take the reading, right? So the virtual elimination of rod reading and calculation errors, accuracy in the reading rod, all these things it can be done automatically. The only the limitation of this digital level lies in the range, right? So if you want to take the very far distance, 1 kilometer apart, 2 points, your stuff is about 500 600 meter from the instrument, then again beyond certain point you have to do it in a manual mode, right? Manual mode means like dumpy level, it will be using as a dumpy level or IOP level. So now if you see, this is the labeling stuff we are talking about. So the scale, so we will have this type of labeling stuff. Total height is 3 to 4 meter depending on the stuff, and some stuff will be very long like that, or some stuff will be this folded type. Folded type means, so if you see, it will be, you can keep it, you can fold it, then that's reading stuff. So here if you see the zero at the bottom, and then gradually the marking will be there, right? And it is actually 5 millimeter is the least count of the scales. So a self-reading graduated wooden rod, or sometimes it is making wooden stuff, or sometimes a steel stuff also can be used. The lower end of the rod there is a metal plate is there at the bottom, right? Basically uh, which prevents the wear and tear of the entire stuff. Okay, so basically this type of, so one person will be holding this stuff in one end, another person will have the instrument. So here also two-person is minimum required. One is surveyor, another staff, and another assistant is required. And see the way and the staff has to be kept. So staff will be exactly the vertical, it is not like inclined. So in that fashion or this fashion you have to keep the staff. And sometimes the stuff is very long, or sometimes you can keep it, the folded stuff also may be available. Okay, this we call it leveling stuff. Now the next important thing is the temporary adjustment of level. So before you take any measurement, so before you take measurement means you have the instrument here, and here you have the stuff, right? So one person is holding it. So before you take any measurement, first you have to do some temporary adjustment on a dumpy level. So what are these temporary adjustments of a level? So at each setup of level instrument, temporary adjustment is required. So whenever you keep the instrument here, first you have to do the temporary adjustment. Means some guidelines or operation manuals will be there. Initially we have to check all the steps, then only you can start exactly the readings and all. So the temporary adjustment of the dumpy level consists of, first what are the temporary adjustment you have to do it? First one is the setting, then leveling, and then the focusing. So these three things you have to do it. So what is setting? Setting means first you are keeping the instrument with these three legs in a tripod. You are keeping the instrument here. That is setting. Then leveling. Leveling means the instrument has to be leveled, right? It has to be exactly the perpendicular to the ground surface. So in that case, ground terrain. So using the spirit bubble, if we have discussed earlier, with the spirit bubble, basically we make the instrument level. That is the second part, and third one is the focusing, right? So from this point, this is from the telescope eyepiece or the objective, basically this point we have to focus it, so that the reading we can read it, what is there in the stuff reading. Okay, so this is the third step, focusing. So before even taking the reading, these three things we have to do it compulsorily. Whenever we have to change this instrument, so this change the location of this instrument, in first these three things has to be done. So during the setting, the tripod stand is set up at a horizon as a convenient height. So at a convenient height, basically you have to keep it having its head horizontal. through the eye estimation. So by initially by the eye estimation we keep it horizontal, and then with this labeling instrument, that is with the bubble, basically we keep exactly horizontal to the ground surface. So the instrument is then fixed on a head by rotating the lower part of the instrument with right hand and holding firmly the instrument on the left hand. So before fixing, the labeling screws has to be adjusted, right, so that the instrument is exactly at the level. And ultimately, using the focus screw, basically you have to focus the lens so that this reading is clear. So these are the temporary adjustment of a dumpy level. So this is the step by step here I have explained here. So as whatever I said, same thing again is explained here. Like step one, first you have to do it was the level tube is brought parallel to any two of the foot screws. So you have this level screw, the spirit level is there. So what will happen first? Initially, two these three legs are basically what, like it will form a triangle right at the bottom. So first two leg you keep this instrument just parallel to this two leg. So if you take the top views over, so this is the three, this is first triangular leg, this is another leg, and this is another leg, right? This is the three leg you will see. So first this portion, this telescope portion, you keep it parallel to this two leg, and then using this bubble, using this spirit level, basically you keep this bubble at the center by adjusting the screws. So these are the screws, right, leveling screws. Now then you keep this this telescope parallel to this screw, this two length, and then again you try to make the bubble tube adjusted. Then again you make this periscope parallel to this 2 foot, this two leg, and then again with this spirit level you make the adjustment. So when all these three, you have to do it repeatedly until and unless you get the bubble at the center. And if the bubble is at the center, means what, you understand that the instrument is exactly leveled. So next is the focusing, right? Focusing is required and to be done in order to form an image through the object lens, right, at the plane of the diaphragm. So in the diaphragm, there will be crosshair. So from this crosshair, basically you have to sight the object or stuff at the far, right? So to view the clear image of the object through the eyepiece. So this is being carried out by removing the parallax by proper focusing. Proper focusing is very much important. Otherwise, the vision will be blurred and there will be error in the while taking the reading. So focusing the eyepiece, the telescope first pointed towards the sky. So that's how we have to do it. The first of the telescope, you focus, first you point it toward the sky, and then the ring of eyepiece is turned either in or out until the crosshair are seen right sharply. Because see, let me draw it again. So what happens inside that, this is a telescope, right? So here you have the lens, one lens will be here, and then here you have the another lens, and at the center you have this crosshair somewhere, diaphragm will be there somewhere, right? So from the eye, basically you have to look in this direction, is not it? So there are two lenses, right? This is initially, this is lens number one and this is lens number two. So first with this lens number two, we have to sight the object. For example, here you have the staff. So this staff reading has to be clear, right? So this lens number two has to be focused so that this reading is very clear. So this reading is very clear, staff reading. So you have the focus screw here. With this we adjust this one so that this reading is clear. So the image of this stuff will be simply putting into this diaphragm. This diaphragm, this entire image will be coming, right? You studied in the physics how the light passes through the lens and ultimately it makes the object somewhere in the diaphragm. So now with this eyepiece also you have to focus in the diaphragm, is not it, so that the image is visible. So there are two adjustment, there are two focusing here. First focusing is this lens, so that this one is focused into the diaphragm. Next is with this lens, number one lens has to be focused in the diaphragm itself, right? So this also has to be done so that the crosshair is first visible. Okay, so crosshair is there here, one cross symbol will be there in the diaphragm level. So initially what we have to do, we have to keep this instrument towards the sky. So sky means, so in this point there is from the lens to no object is sighted, is not it? So from the eyepiece, first you check whether the crosshair can be visible or not. So by rotating the adjust screw, first you make sure that the crosshair is visible from the eye, from this end. So once crosshair is visible, now you sight it. the exact stuff where you want to, which you want to take the measurement. So crosshair is already visible. Now you take this one, and with this focus screw here, which is present here, you adjust this lens alternate unless you get the clear picture of the stuff. So like that, actually focusing is happening in the stuff, in the dumpy label or in the any labeling instrument, and then you take the measurement. So in this lecture, what we have seen is the labeling instrument. So we have seen basically there are three types of labels. First one is dumpy label, IOP label, and the auto label, or we call it digital label. So depending on our usage, we can choose which instrument we want to use. So, and we have seen the temporary adjustment also. So before you take any reading, first you have to set and keep the instrument in a proper place, that we call temporary setting of instrument, that we have seen how to do it. Right. So in the next lecture, we'll be starting this topic, means we'll be taking the measurements in field vertical measurements using this instrument dumpy label, auto label, as well as the IOP label. Thank you.